Alrighty. So YouTube, this video is about collecting. I mean, it's going to focus mainly on collecting physical media, movies, CDs, records, stuff like that. Um, the keys to collecting. Basically, what you want to do is don't do it. No, I'm kidding. Really though, you got people out there who collect certain things. I mean, I know people that only collect Kino Lorber. I love Kino. I buy a lot of Kino. I own almost 200 Kinos. But, I mean, Kino doesn't always have what everyone's looking for. So, therefore, you don't have to collect it. You don't have to be like me and collect everything you want. Like, not even want. I'm a completionist, and it's a pain in the butt sometimes. But, keys to collecting. Go out there. Don't waste your whole paychecks on media. Because, I mean, if you really want to watch a movie, I am the biggest person who says streaming sucks. I hate it. They do take away. And, I mean, Disney Plus, for example, they edit, they change scenes, they do it all the time. Companies do that. But if you have the copy on a format like a DVD or a Blu-ray or a VHS, you have that copy, yes. But you don't own the film. It's one of those weird things. You do own it, you own a copy, but you don't actually own it, so you don't have the rights to that film, if that makes sense. But anyway, back to collecting 101. Go out. Make a budget. Find what you're looking for. And that's part of the thrill for me is I like to go places that have dirt cheap stuff. I love buying blind bags. And I do resell a lot of it. I keep some of it though. And I enjoy what I find because I like to look at my library of film and movies and collectibles and all other stuff. I mean, I'm the guy who collects Funkos somewhat now. I used to collect them a lot harder, but nowadays I only collect like Cartoon Network stuff, certain movies, certain candies, like that. Just go and find there's a lot of boutique labels out there that people really enjoy. Like, this is one I like, and I'm probably going to try to get more of their stuff. It's Grindhouse Releasing. I'm going to put my hand right there so I don't get in trouble, but they release a lot of bad horror films. Let's put it that way. And then you got companies like Severon. A lot of people like them. I enjoy some of their stuff, but they go more in the risque films, if you put it. Like, not something I'm too fond of. And then you got companies like Code Red. They kind of like Severon, really. That's the thing. There's so many boutique labels out there. You don't want to like jump on the wagon and try to collect every one of them at first. Find one that has a large library that you like, and then buy a few films here and there. And then, like, Kino always has a really good sell. Other companies have great sales too. Like, let me see if I can find one. This company will be harder to find now since I think they actually went out. Garage House Pictures. They only had a handful of movies. I mean, I'm missing a few. I think I'm missing like 3 or 4. But they just did this big sell where their films were like $5 each a couple years ago and like emptied out their inventory. But yeah. And then you got more of the mainstream horror film companies. Like Vestron has gotten a little bit bigger nowadays. They sell their stuff out in Walmart, and they're Lionsgate, but it's one of their sub companies. And then you got Scream Factory, which Scream Factory is being sold at Walmart now. But then, like, if you like slipcovers, go out and find slipcovers. That's the other thing. I'm not a big slipcover fan. I usually take mine off, but I am collecting these, though. They're from the UK. I do have to order them and get them from the UK. I just like these Disney slipcovers. I don't know. They look really cool when you line them up like that on the shelf. And I have a lot of shelves that I can actually do that on. So that's why I got those. But I'm not a big slipcover fan. So you won't see me going out of my way to find slipcovers. I don't care if the movie has a slipcover. I mean, look. I just showed one. Everyone collects Vestron. Or what? Why do I don't know, but anywho, Vestron. I was glitching in the head for a minute. Everyone collects them because their slipcovers are so cool. I don't care if I have the slipcover or not, because I'm going to make my own custom art for these anyway. So there's that. I collect a lot of stuff from the UK. And I may be crazy for it. But it's what I like to do. Like, here's a few. This is from Arrow Academy. Arrow has stuff here in America, but they have a larger library over in the UK. Like, this is from the UK. And then I love Eureka. So I collect Eureka. And 88 Films, I love their Italian collection. So I try to get my hands on any of their Italian films. And then you got Indicator, which Indicator is really good. Their Indicator to me is almost like Kino and Twilight Times. Which, speaking of Twilight Times, here's Twilight. So, I mean, you can just collect. Go out, find films you like, find a genre you like. Don't spend a fortune on it. You can find stuff pretty cheap. I mean, the boutique labels, they're a little higher because you basically buy those directly and nobody sells them. You can't find them used most of the time. Like, Horror Pack exclusives are only with Horror Pack. I mean, you can find some on eBay, people secondhand and all this, but mainly you only get those with Horror Pack. And then Dark Force is another company that I kind of collect, and Olive Films. I collect Olive Films because I like them and they have good films. So I collect theirs. You can find some of their stuff at Dollar Tree, actually. Then you got companies like Classic Flicks. They have really good stuff. So I like theirs. And then David Sterling is like a genius with low budget films, and he can make a low budget movie super fast, and you can find him on Facebook and you can order directly from him. And then another company I collect that is a mainstream company now is A24. I think the style of their films are done very well. So basically how I started collecting was probably 2001. Christmas of 2001 was what got me big into collecting. I got my first 5 DVDs that year, and it took off. I mean, I was collecting Disney VHSs when I was a kid. I was collecting Hot Wheels. I was collecting Pokemon. I was collecting all that, and it led me to physical media because I fell in love with film. But do I think everyone should have a collection like me? Hell no. I mean, seriously. I have way too many films. I'm never going to watch them all. I have over 15,000 movies. I know I'm never going to watch them all, which is fine. I think it's cool for me to have a library like I do, though. If there's something I want to watch, I most likely have it. If not, I'll find it. It's that simple. I mean, I love being able to, like, if my internet went out right now, I'd be fine on TV shows and movies for a while. Because there's a lot I own that I haven't seen. There's a lot of TV shows I haven't finished that I own the complete series of. So, stuff like that. And then, this is a really cool set. I don't talk great about Mill Creek, but Mill Creek came out with all the Ultraman films and Ultraman series. So that's really cool. I wish they would have done them all on Blu-ray, but I get why they did DVD on some of them. And then, I mean, you got the retro collectors out there. I'm part of that community too, I guess, because I collect VHSs. But you don't have to collect. Like, okay, if you want the best quality format, go for it. That's 4K, but 4K is really pricey, and Blu-ray, in my opinion, is just as good. So go buy Blu-ray. You can have a larger collection on Blu-ray, because, okay, not a lot of film companies are releasing everything on 4K. That's a given. And then you got companies like, I'm not going to get up and get it, but High Octane, Uncorked, Wild Eye. Those companies don't release everything on Blu-ray. They more focus on getting a DVD release out and then putting it on every streaming platform they can get their hands on. So, if they can sell something on DVD, that's just extra money for them, basically. I mean, their movies are kind of low budget and everything, and yeah. But then I have a large Asian film collection. Because I like Asian films. And I just got hooked on them. Like, thanks to movies like The Ring, The Grudge. When I found out those were remakes of Asian movies, I went out and found the Asian films on DVD, which back in the day was a lot harder to find on DVD than it is nowadays, because Asian film has become so mainstream, you can find it now. But when those came out, trying to find Ringu and Juan, I can't ever say it right, but, and then the Eye, I found a copy of the Eye. I wonder how close it is. Maybe I can reach it. Nope, because the Eye is, not there. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm just blind. So, eek. Watch me struggle. Oh, here. Okay, so, I found this copy of the Eye at Vintage Stock. And truth, it's most likely a bootleg, but it's I think it's one of those weird foreign ones, but who knows? Like, I bought Fully Cooley on DVD at Vintage Stock, and I swear that's probably a bootleg. But yeah, I went out of my way to find those. Now, you can find those on Amazon. But to collect, just find what you like and go from there. You don't have to compete. That's what irritates me in a lot of the communities. Everyone's like, my collection's this big. My collection's this big. I don't care how big your collection is. I never have. You can have a collection of 10 films. Do you enjoy them? Yes. Cool. That's a great collection. You have a collection of 15,000 films. Cool. That's a great collection. Size does not matter in collecting. That's what irritates me in all the Facebook groups. Everyone's like competing. Like, oh, my collection's this big. My collection's this big. It doesn't matter how big it is. And we know that can be taken multiple ways. And that just doesn't work in the world. Just enjoy the hobby. It's like, I collect way more things than I probably should, and mine looks like a clutter. I collect NASCARs. I collect them in two different forms. I collect this form, and then I collect this form. And yes, I do open them. It's just because I'm in the middle of moving my rooms around. I haven't opened some of my newer ones. And yeah, if you can't tell, I'm kind of a Kyle Larson fan. I mean, here, another Kyle Larson car. But, yeah, just collect as you see it. And I mean, it is going to end up being harder to collect in the future because stores like Walmart are not going to be carrying movies. I mean, you can go into Best Buy right now and look at their movie section, and you'll just be like, oh, what happened? I remember when I was a kid, they had aisles of music and movies. Now it's one shelf at my Best Buy of movies, not even music. Maybe there might be an end cap of like 10 albums at mine. They don't even sell CDs really at my Best Buy. Target used to be the same way. Target was my go-to place for CDs. They used to have this really cool end cap that on my Targets that was like more the, I wouldn't say underground bands, but it was smaller bands. Like when the Used first got, their first album was on there. I paid $6.99 for it. I bought albums like Hawthorne Heights, Since This Fell, a bunch of those bands, all at Target, really cheap. And Target's music section's gone to crap. They're focusing on vinyl, which is alright. It's just when vinyl costs like $30, $40, it's not worth it in my eyes. But that's my opinion. I just don't like spending that much on vinyl when I can go out and buy a legit old school vinyl for like $10, $15 if it's a good one. I mean, you can buy a bunch for like 50 cents. One of my prized vinyls is the Sex Pistols. I absolutely love that vinyl, and I think it's really cool that I have it. I have the Ramones, I have the Clash, I have a remake of the Dead Kennedys. Oh, it's a reproduction of the Dead Kennedys, but I have Sid Vicious's vinyl. It's like, I love vinyl. I collect vinyl, yeah. One day I'll show it off to you guys. But to collect movies, I mean, go to Walmart, go to their cheap bin, go to places like Vintage Stock when they have sales. You can go buy 2 blind bags for the price of one when they have their sales at Vintage Stock. You can, they do buy 2 movies, get 1 free. They do a lot of stuff like that. That's usually the best time to go to Vintage Stock. Not this sale, but the last sale, I bought a bunch of Scream Factory films, and they were sold as used because the guy came and sold his collection, but he never opened his collection. So they were selling them for like $12.99 and $14.99 each, and I bought a bunch. But sometimes you don't get lucky like that. Collecting movies in general is hard. Is it worth it? I mean, for me, yes, but for some, no. Just depends on how much you like movies. Truthfully. Just be careful when you collect. Don't go out there and try to make a crazy collection. My collection grew because I bought my films cheap. I mean, yeah, my boutique labels I don't buy cheap, but my stuff like let's see, let me just grab something. Godzilla on DVD. I paid $1 for it. I also collect these cases. I like something with these cases I like. But I find those usually for 50 cents. And then I'm trying to find some others that I bought cheap. Here we go. That was from Dollar Tree. It's a Scream Factory DVD. And I got that at Dollar Tree when it was $1. And then I bought a bunch of films like this at Family Video when they went out. And the last few days, I've bought a crap ton of movies from there. Because I could, because they were cheap. And I mean, I kind of talked to the manager there, and she notified me on certain days. But yeah, I mean, I got my Sour Patch Guy from Family Video. I got my chair I sit in from Family Video. To collect is fun. It's like a hunt. I mean, you can buy it all online if you want, but it's more fun to go out to garage sales, to flea markets, to thrift stores. Try to find movies that way. That's how I enjoy collecting that way. But you don't have to try to grow your collection like I do. Do what makes you happy with collecting film. Or other things like Funkos, figures, cars. Do what makes you happy in the end. Don't let other YouTubers and their collections discourage you in like collecting your stuff. Physical media is amazing. Just find it. And just keep it. Or sell it. Do as you please with it. I mean, it is, in the end, a film on format that you can watch on streaming. As many people say, it's on streaming, why do I need to have a copy? But basically, don't go as nuts as some of us. Find what you like and just go with it. Don't let us discourage you with our collections. I mean, there's a lot of us YouTubers out there that have a lot of stuff. And I know a few of them that have more than me. I have a lot. Just, I have a lot on DVD format, and everyone wants to always upgrade. I'm fine with DVD. I mean, yeah, I like Blu-ray, but I'm fine with DVD. I do make it kind of a goal now to only buy new films on 4K, but that's just me. If I can find the new film cheap on DVD, I'll buy it on DVD and then maybe later get it on 4K. But unlike some YouTubers on here, I keep my copy of the DVD and my 4K. Just because of bonus materials, or if something was edited, I'll have one format. If that makes sense. But that's me. You are a whole other person. Do as you want, not as I do. I mean, I can give steps on how to grow a collection. Dollar Tree is a great start. But I think thrift stores, you can go find DVDs for $1.50 all the time at thrift stores. Go there, find movies. Other than that, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to ask for comments on this. Basically, let me know how you collect. Are you wanting to start a collection? Do you just not have the space? That's the other issue people have, space, and I get that. I ran out of space. That's why I'm rebuilding my garage into a cave. Because this room is going to be my daughter's room. But I get space is a big issue, and physical media takes up a lot of space. But yeah, I'm going to leave you with that. Let me know in the comments what you think about physical media. I enjoy it. I don't know if you do, but I do. Like and subscribe. Press that bell icon too. I mean, I am posting videos daily now, so you'll be notified daily that I'm posting videos. Let me know. I like to talk, so hit me up in the comments. But for now, keep it real, and let's keep physical media alive as long as we can. Peace.